Hello and welcome. This is Property Hotline on Magic Bricks Now, the show where you get answers to all your real estate queries. Joining us today to answer all your questions on buying, selling or investing in real estate is Jayashree Kurup. Jayashree is the content head. She's the head of content and research at magicbricks.com. Jayashree, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kavita.
So let's get started, Jayashree, with an email query first. We have Gayatri Kannan. Now, she says that she's a senior citizen, wishes to buy a beach house in Pondicherry. Now, this will be a second home. She wants to live near the beach and is looking for a 1 or 2 BHK or a condo. She has no specific budget but wants a property with a clear title and preferably in a gated community. She plans here to stay for a few months every year. She wants suggestions from you. Who wouldn't want a beach home in Pondicherry? It's a lovely city, Jayashree. How much do homes cost?
Kavita, actually we found, I looked at Magic Bricks and I found that we've got about 50 properties in Pondicherry, and they range from beach houses to condos, under construction properties. So it is a fairly actively traded market for a small place, which is more or less a holiday home, a holiday destination. But I find that we do have properties, plenty of 2 and 3 BHK properties, which is what Gayatri wants. What I would suggest is, you can get about a 2200 to about a 3500 square feet beach home in Pondicherry. Now, not many of them say that they are in gated communities, so I would say that you should actually shortlist the properties and get somebody to check it out. If you can't do it yourself, you must get somebody local to check it out. But in a budget of about 40 to 70 lakh, I think she should be able to get it. And there are condos as well, so it's up to her whether she wants to buy a single property, a single family home, or she wants to buy an apartment. Now, the important thing here is that if you're buying from the secondary market, like we always say, check the titles, check that all approvals are in place, that the property is not overbuilt. Figure out that all the dues have been paid if you're buying a second sale property, and more than anything, if you're spending some 40-70 lakh to buy your house, I would say spend a 5,000 rupees to get your projects, the due diligence of your papers done. If you are taking a bank loan, the bank does the due diligence, so that should help you.
Right, the bank does the due diligence, but like we keep telling you on Magic Bricks Now, the bank due diligence is not a guarantee of the legality of the property. So that is something that you need to do yourself. The best thing would be to do what Jayashree just told you, which is to spend an extra 5,000 or 10,000 odd rupees, get a lawyer, get a consultant to look through the documentation for you so that you know that you're making a safe investment. Joseph has posted his query on our website www.mbnow.in, and Jayashree, this is about an emerging market. So from a second home market to an emerging market, he owns a property at Bhumi Lawns in Shilfata. Now, he wants to know how long it will take for prices to increase over here. He also wants to know if there are any government developments coming up at Shilfata as well. One thing that we can tell you is that there is a road link that is being made which will connect Shilfata to the western suburbs. There is a JVLR link which will in fact will connect Shilfata. Also, there is another link, a rail link that is being made which will again connect Shilfata and the surrounding areas to western suburbs. So, 2 big infra projects coming your way. That should bump up prices a little, shouldn't it, Jayashree?
Absolutely. I find that in especially areas like Shilfata, which are in early stages of development, it is the infrastructure development that actually determines how the prices move. Now, like Kavita said, there are infrastructure projects. If you actually travel on that road, you see that the road is being widened. It's going to become a 6-lane road. There is a lot of new properties happening, coming up there. Now, the one that you have a project, a unit in is by the Gajra Group, and it is G+24. So there is going to be a lot of units coming there, and the possession is going to be in 2018. Does this mean that the values will go up immediately? No. But I think that because there's so much infrastructure coming up there, the demand will remain steady, and you're not going to see a spurt in prices, but you're going to see a gradual rise in prices, because it's going to be an easy area to live in, and it's also going to be a place where people can live and work around that entire area. Now, unlike some of the earlier places like Badlapur and so on, where you did not see infrastructure being planned along with the residential, here in this area, I see infrastructure has actually kept pace with what is happening. Residential development is coming, and so is infrastructure. So I think the prospects are good.
Infrastructure keeping pace with residential development. Now, that is something that doesn't happen in too many property markets across the country. So, you've got yourself a good location over there. Hold on to it. You should see prices going up in the next few years. Email query next. Satish Gulati says that he has booked a flat in Amrapali Centurion Park at Greater Noida in 2010. He has received the possession letter from the builder. He wants to know if he should now hold the property or he should sell it. What would you suggest?
I would say wait for the metro to be completed. In the Delhi NCR region, a metro is a clear determinant of values, and the metro work is going on at great speed in the Greater Noida area. Even if it comes near your project, it may not actually touch your project, but if it becomes easily accessible by metro, you see a 10 to 25% jump in prices. Now, right now, there is a lot of the values have held steady. There is some demand in that market. So if you get a really good offer, sell, and it's okay. You've got possession, and at possession values go up. But I would say that if you're just getting a very level kind of offer, hold on to your property. Once the metro is complete, you're going to get a much better value. But in the meantime, I think if you can get some kind of rental return, that would be good for you.
Jayashree, very quickly, you said 10 to 25% bump up in prices once metro starts functioning. Now, is this 10 to 25% over the lifetime of the construction of the metro, or is it once the metro actually starts operations?
Once the metro actually starts operations. In fact, when the metro is actually under construction, especially not in this area because this is early stage development, in places which are crowded and there's a metro work going on, it's very inconvenient to stay there, and we normally see prices dropping while the construction process is going on. But once once the metro is almost ready, you can see trial runs happening. You start seeing rental values going up, and at another 3-4 months, you see the sale prices going up too.
Right. So 10 to 25% bump up in prices, not to be sneezed at, Satish. Best thing to do is to hold on to that property of yours. Atish Girne has called in from Pune. Atish, how can we help you?
Yeah, madam, actually I have invested in a land in Bagodra. It's near Ahmedabad, 1 hour journey from Ahmedabad.
Okay.
And it is supposed to be near the Dholera smart city, which is supposed to be a smart city coming up in Ahmedabad, near Ahmedabad in Gujarat. Near the Delhi-Mumbai industrial corridor. So I just wanted to know that whether, how is the investment? Is it safe to keep it? Will there be any rise in prices nearby that area, or should I sell it?
Atish, how long have you held on to this property? When did you buy this?
It's madam near now approximately 2 years have passed, and I have purchased one plot of around 1350 square feet for 4,35,000. So I have 2 plots.
Okay, so 2 plots of 1350 square feet in Bagodra, which is near Dholera. Should he hold on to it? What would you say? Sounds like he's got into it very early in the development, right?
I would say that when he bought it, he was pretty sure that it's going to be a long-term investment, because Dholera is on the DMIC, like he said, and the DMIC is, it's a very large infrastructure project, and it's going to take time to complete. But right now, when the project is, a couple of years from actually taking off, there is a lot of excitement around the DMIC. Policies are being charted. Things are happening. At this time, I don't think you should be exiting this project. Since you've got two plots, and I'm sure you consider it as a long-term investment. Hold on to it for at least another 3 to 4 years if you want some kind of good returns. Right now, I don't think there's much activity in that market, but I expect that it will happen once the logistics companies come, once the jobs creations starts, and we expect it to happen because DMIC is progressing fairly smoothly right now.
Right, DMIC is progressing fairly smoothly, and in any case, Atish, land is not something that you buy and hold for 2 years and look to sell. It is a long-term asset. It has a long gestation, even a flat for that matter, and we continually, in fact, say on Magic Bricks now that if you are investing in real estate, especially if you're investing in flats, etc., hold on to it for at least 5 years, which means the outer period for investment in land should be at least 7 years in the making. That's when you will actually see the impact of infrastructure, etc., coming in. Facebook query next. Irfan Rahman says that he wants to invest in Pune. Now, he has shortlisted 3 properties. Life Republic by Kolte Patil at Hinjewadi, Marunji. Pinnacle Neelanchal by Pinnacle Group at Soos, and Astonia Royale by Amit Enterprises at Ambegaon. Now, he wants to know which one should he choose. So, he's chosen 3 very different markets over here. What would you pick? I mean, I would like to look at the markets first and the projects after that, Jayashree. What would you pick?
See, it's like this. If you look at the Life Republic project that you've picked up, anything that's near the Hinjewadi, we have seen that this market has been steadily growing. Then there was a slight dip in the last 1 year. There has been lots of projects, but that was happening around the country. So anything that's close to an IT corridor like Hinjewadi, one, if you hold on to it, you will get steady rental returns, and 2, you will see that values will steadily keep rising, and the markets are expected to start rising in the next, the next few months. We see all indications that the markets have more or less bottomed out, and it may start rising. Now take the so in this Kolte Patil project, what I did find was that amenities are being offered. There has been some controversy around some of the, few complaints I have seen, and it's also a little far away, so you will need your own transport to get to this area, right? If you look at the SAS project, that is the Pinnacle Neelanchal, you have 1, 2 and 3 BHK apartments and 35 to 77 lakhs. You will see that the sizes of the different sizes are available, and the project is going to be is expected to be complete by 2017. The Kolte Patil project, you saw the first phase possession has already been given. In this project, in the second project, what you have seen is that there is a lot of emphasis on design. There's a tropical forest, there are senior citizen areas, every unit is supposed to be overlooking some open space and things like that. Now let me get to the third one. Ambegaon, it's luxurious 2-3 BHK properties, and about 1100 to 1150 in 2 BHK, and about 1500 and odd square feet in 3 BHK. These are ready to move in, and if you look at this project, they've planned this project very meticulously, and it is supposed to be child friendly, social infrastructure is okay, and things like that. So actually nobody can tell you which project to buy. You must know why you're buying that project. If you're looking at rental returns, check out the rentals. If you go to Magic Bricks and check out, it gives you what is the rental yield in that area. Now that is a indicator if you're planning to hold it for some time. If you're buying a luxury project and you want to hold it for say 4-5 years and then get away from it, the Astonia Royal project is not a bad move. If you're looking at something that is ready, maybe the Kolte Patil project. So I can't tell you which one to buy. You must know why you're buying it and how long you intend to hold the project.
Okay, Jayashree, I'm looking at it from this person. Now, I'm assuming over here that Irfan, because he very clearly says that he wants to invest in Pune, is looking at rental returns, is looking at capital appreciation. If that is the case, which area would you suggest he goes with? And I'm also looking at the charts right now. Now the property prices, which in fact you have given us, these are prices from magicbricks.com. Hinjewadi is averaging around 5,705 rupees per square foot, up 1% in the last 2 years. Sus, meanwhile, is averaging 5,378 rupees per square foot, up 11% over the last 2 years. And at the same time, Ambegaon has gone up 2% and is averaging around 5,334. So clearly, from a point of view of appreciation, it looks like it's not the IT-led market, but SUS which is gaining. Now, why is the reason that SUS is actually gaining? And, you know, from the point of view of rentals, Jayashree, how would you rank these three markets?
SUS has started at a low base, and whenever you start at a low base, the 11% would be because it started at 4,850. Whereas if you look at Hinjewadi, it started at a much higher rate, and therefore the average rate of growth is going to be more moderate. Now, if you look at Ambegaon, okay, if you can get me Ambegaon on the screen, you will find that. Here it is a luxury project that he's looking at. It came down significantly. Ambegaon was at one point around the 5,000 mark, and it has marginally gone up above the 5,000 mark. It's not a hot destination. But if you look at Hinjewadi, I would say if you're looking to stay there or if you're looking at rental returns, the Hinjewadi project is more or less nearing possession. It gives you steady rental returns. And if I were you, I would say that that is the project that I would go for, because it still has, that market still has potential to rise.
Right. So Hinjewadi is a market that still has potential to rise. So if you're looking for steady rental returns and appreciation, that's probably the market that you should look at. However, if you want a luxury property, then you should probably consider the Ambegaon property, right? Moving on, we have Raghav Patro, who's mailed in his question. He says that he wants to book a flat in Prestige Lakeside Habitat, which is near the Vartur Lake. Now, the rate he's getting is rupees 5,220 rupees per square foot. He wants to know if this is a good investment. He can hold the property for 4 to 5 years, and this is a pure investment that he's making. Vartur, I guess any project near the Whitefield location should do well as an investment, right, Jayashree?
Absolutely. It's one of those safe investment destinations. There is demand. If at some point you want to exit the investment, you will find a buyer. While you're holding the project, you can find steady rental demand, because Whitefield is an area which has intense rental demand. And if you look at the values, the way the values have gone up, Whitefield has actually performed exceedingly well and is expected to continue to perform well. Now, let's take the Vartur area. While I say that this is a good project to pick up and a Prestige is a good name to go with, you also have to see that there are two lakes very close by, and there has been some talk about cleaning up the lakes and things like that. Till then, the lake management, we don't manage our waterfronts very well, Kavita. So when I talked around with a few people, they said that, look, I'm not too sure that I want to stay bang on the lakeside, because there are likely to be mosquitoes and things like that. But going forward,
Jayashree, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but
yeah.
I think Raghav also needs to know this now. Vartur Lake is one lake that we've been covering very, very actively on Magic Bricks now. This is one of those lakes that has been suffering due to pollution. It has been tremendously polluted, and you're actually seeing foam flying off the lake. So the entire area, it looks like it's been snowing because of the high levels of pollution in that particular water body. Now, from what we gather, along with residents, the BBMP is trying to clean up. The BWSSB, in fact, is trying to clean up this water body, but it will be it will take some time for the water to actually get cleaned up, because the pollution levels are very high. So that is something that you need to consider before signing on the dotted line over there. And before I come back to you, Jayashree, one other thing that I wanted to ask you. Now, the very name Prestige Lakeside Habitat also scares me a little, because we know that the BBMP is of late has been very active, as far as projects are concerned, which are near lakes, which are on stormwater drains, etc. Now, I don't know about this particular project, but I wanted to ask you this: does this come within that the buffer zone that is prescribed by the NGT, or is it beyond the buffer zone?
Kavita, I wouldn't swear by it, but I think this project is in the clear. I don't think there's a problem with this project. But since we've raised this issue, I would tell buyers, do go and check it out. Get it checked by the legal entity, whether this project is in the clear. Ask the developer, because it's a good developer. They don't take you for a ride. So if you go ask the developer, is there a problem? What can I do? And things like that. I think this is a developer who will give you some honest answers. Two big issues that we've raised here is, one is the water bodies. We don't keep our water bodies safe, and it is a polluted water body. So either you get actively involved in that cleaning process and work with the welfare associations, or you check whether you want to actually buy it here. The second thing that you have to check is that it's going to be 2017, I think, is when possession is being offered, and at that time, hopefully these problems should be sorted out. So it's good to know the ground realities before you go in and buy the project.
Good to know the ground realities, good to do your due diligence. Ensure that you check that it doesn't come within the 750-meter buffer zone prescribed by the NGT before you sign on the dotted line. As a developer, additionally, what you can also do is approach the BBMP or the BDA and get clarity on that, so that you know that the investment you're making is safe. Manas Shah tweets in his question. Now, Manas wants suggestions for land plots for sale in the Valad Shahpur area in Gandhinagar, close to the Gift City. He also wants to know about the prices in that area.
Very inactive market, hardly any plots registered on Magic Bricks. Now, I use that as an indicator, because if it is an actively traded area, we see a lot of listings on Magic Bricks. We have one or two plots here. In the Gift City, there is no residential development yet, residential plotted development yet, and therefore we don't have projects there. Around that area, roughly about 4,470 square yards, which is a very large plot, Kavita. It's not the typical residential plot that one looks at. Normally, you look at 500 square yards, 700 square yards, that kind of area. But around this area, in the Gandhinagar area and so on, I see that the values are ranging between 20,000 to 25,000 per square yard. The future of these projects, these land projects, are going to be dependent on how much job creation there will be at Gift City. Gift City is extremely well planned, but till you actually see jobs on the ground and a lot of manufacturing and so on happening there, I don't think this market is going to go up significantly. So you're in for a long wait if you're going to buy plots here.
It's a long haul investment over there. Jayashree, before we move on to the next question, two very interesting questions coming about the Gujarat market on the show today. One to do with DMIC, one to do with Gift City. Now, if you had around, say 50 to 60 lakh rupees to deploy in the Gujarat market, what would be your pick? Would you go with something as long haul as the, DMIC or the Gift City, or would you rather look at the city centers?
I would look at the city centers. I would say that this is, it's always one bird in hand is always better than two in the bush. There are so many variables in our infrastructure development. Even though I keep saying that the DMIC is coming along well and so on, ultimately, which part of the DMIC is actually going to take off depends on the market and how it responds to the developments. Now, if you're going to if you go and buy land in one city, and there are going to be a number of cities along the DMIC, you go and buy land along one city and you find that another one is the one that picks up earlier, then your investment will be held for a much longer time. In the property markets, I don't believe you should take too many risks. I think it's safer and better as individuals to go for city centers where it's a sure shot thing. At that time, you can sell that and buy into the DMIC, but I wouldn't go for very long haul investments.
So, Ahmedabad, Surat, Baroda or Gandhinagar, which would you pick?
I would go with probably Vadodara, because I see that as a very, very exciting market.
Okay, that's quite a contrarian view. But Vadodara, which is an exciting market, we will, of course, discuss that in future. Email query next. Vinay Sawant says he wants to invest in Platapod in Pune. Now, he wants more details about this project. He also asks if this is a good investment bet. He's looking at Poud Road. What would you say?
Early stages of development. Its future. Because this project is near the expressway, the Mumbai-Pune expressway, and I think there's another expressway that it is close to. So what you really find is that its future is in the, it has grown significantly because its base was low. It's about 5,300. It's gone up to about 8,000 rupees. But I would still say it's early stages. It's still an investment-driven market, not an end-user-driven market. So I would say you have to buy and hold because it's already gone up some 63%, and you are going to be looking at purchasing here. But it's smaller units. It's a township with 1.5 bedroom apartments. It's about 10 to 22 lakh. So this is a sweet spot. This is a place where affordable housing is always, there's endless demand at the bottom of the pyramid, but it's also not the kind of market that will be that's an investor's market. It's an end user market. So if you're entering the market as an end user, it's fine, but otherwise a lot of people are going to be there who will probably buy for end use and not as investment.
Jayashree, I'm just looking at the chart for Poud Road, in fact, and the prices have gone up 63%, like you said. It's averaging around 9,315 rupees per square foot. Now, what I want to ask you is this. You very clearly said that this is an investor-driven market. Is this kind of growth sustainable? Do you see more growth coming the way of this market? Because he very clearly said that he wants to invest in Pune.
If you're investing in Pune, Kavita, this is not the market that you should be investing in. It's already gone up 63% in 2 years. You enter a market either at very early stages where you know that, when it was 5,300, you saw it going to some 5,500, you buy it because you think that it has a future. But if that market has already gone up and you're buying into a project size that is not an investment size, it's an end user size, right? So I think on both counts, I would not advise this, though it is near the IT corridors and it is a good market to be in, but it's a good market to be in as an end user, not as an investor.
Not an advisable investment bet. Very quickly, Jayashree, I have about half a minute left on the show. What are the kind of offers that are coming in the market? Makes sense to buy right now because we are at the beginning of the festive season. What would you say?
It's this festive season, I expect a lot more sales than the last 2 years because every indication on Magic Bricks shows us that there is a change in the investor sentiment. It may be a 1% here, a 2% there, but ultimately I feel that the fact that the markets have not gone down and have not held completely stable but are showing some kinds of rise. The second thing is that there are a lot of new launches happening, which we haven't seen in a long time. That means that even the industry is hopeful that it will be a better festive season.
Right, a lot of new launches, quite a few good offers as well. Probably a good time for you to look at buying that home this festive season. That's it on today's episode of Property Hotline. Jayashree Kurup, thank you very much for coming in, answering all those questions. And if you have any questions related to real estate, get in touch with us. IDs flashing on your screens. We'll get the country's top experts to answer each and every query. Thank you very much for tuning in. Keep watching Magic Bricks Now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Magic Bricks Now. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/Magic Bricks Now.